I used to work with a woman that I intensely disliked. She was petite. She could wear stiletto heels without wobbling. She had long, beautiful hair. Plus, she had an English accent, which always made me feel more stupid. And also, she just had a function that I found intrusive and annoying. She was compliant, and she really wanted to take a look at my P&Ls, and I really didn't want her to. So I always made it difficult for her. I was a very poor colleague. I tend to be independent by type, probably a little bit of a lone wolf, and I did not want her in my business. The person that I hurt the most in this was me. And I came to learn and to know that the most difficult, most political relationships in organizations are not those with the people who report to you. And it feels like sometimes it can be with your boss, but the truth is, colleagues, peers, that's much more difficult. A, there are many of them. B, you're in competition for your manager's time, for perhaps a slice of budget, for headcount, for visibility. 3, you may sit on top of functions that are co-reliant, but not necessarily collaborators by nature. For example, sales and product development. Product needs sales to get behind new products. That's how they'll be successful. Sales, they need to sell as much of whatever it is as possible so they make their bonuses. And IT, well, frankly, everyone doesn't like IT. It is nice to have a common enemy. But I would really urge you to take a look at the peer relationships that aren't working so well. Having even a Cold War influences the team you're on. It influences your manager's perception of you. And chances are good that that person has something you need. Maybe not today, but eventually. So how do you win a Cold War with a colleague you really don't like? Well, the first thing you have to do is put the personalities aside. If that person were your friend, how would you treat them? What would you say? What would your tone of voice be? What information would you share? Now, I'm not being naive here. If you have someone who is truly underhanded and out to cut off your legs, you're going to have to take a different posture. But a lot of times, what's driving us is an emotional reaction of dislike. That person is probably just doing their job. You may be more competent at your job than they are, but they are still doing their job. And the more difficult you make it, the more that backsplash is just going to splash right back at you. See you soon.